Hey boys, what's up? I'm back with this some more news on Rugby League Live 3, and it's not like... Okay, so I'll go through what happened. So pretty much on the forums, a guy joined by the name of HES Keith, and he's pretty much the marketing dude behind Tru Blu's Facebook page and that sort of thing. So he's in control of that. He's a game tester. Well, he tests the game, he markets it, that sort of thing. Like he's the one responsible for the 4 screenshots we saw, and he joined the forum like this morning, and he's just on there pretty much to answer questions that we ask. So obviously he can't answer like when's the game coming out, like that sort of thing. He can't answer, oh, how's this and how's that. Like he can answer. He's answered a few things, and I just went through all the pages honestly, and I was like, I just picked out some things that were pretty interesting and things that we probably, things that actually mean something. So I'm just going to go through with that, and I feel like there's going to be a lot more info he spills over the next, few days, few weeks. Yeah, let's get straight into this. So the first one, I got to say right now, Auckland Nines is not in the game. Okay. So someone wrote about Auckland Nines, and he pretty much conclude. Well, this is him. In either case of its inclusion, it's not been announced, and speculation will be responded to with zealous editing. So, he's denying Auckland Nines. So obviously the screenshots are not of Auckland Nines. He talked about this. He said something about that. He had a couple plays sin binned, and and that they were just the camera angle pretty much obscured the view of the other players. So it all makes sense. I mean, a lot of evidence pointed towards no Auckland Nines, but he doesn't say that there won't be. And obviously he doesn't know if there will be because he's not the developer. But he does say it's not been announced, and it's not in the game yet. So you can still cross your fingers that it might be, but I still feel it won't be. So what else have we got? This one, okay, so I picked this one just because, I don't know, some people are interested. So people were asking about the referee tab in the fan hub. People were wondering what it was, and we all pretty much knew that it must have been some creating ref, and he pretty much confirmed that. He's like, the ref section is about creation of the referees. Pretty much you can create your own referee to whatever likeness, and it's just a visual thing. For some reason, people in the forums, there's like a couple of people that are so excited about that, like, and I'm just shaking my head like, seriously, why do people give a shit about that? But it's in the game. I mean, if you want to do it, even Keith was like, yeah, I don't understand why people wanted it, but it's in the game. It is what it is. So let's get to some other things. People are asking like how the running mechanics, that sort of thing. He pretty much responded, running mechanics is much improved from Rugby League Live 2. So everything everything he says obviously is going to be very biased. He's going to say everything's a lot better and that sort of thing. So you got to take everything with a grain of salt. But someone was asking about pretty much like you know how when you try to make a break, it looks like you're through the hole, but then a player just like teleports or sucks into you and just gets in the animation of a tackle. He said it isn't as magnetic as the last game. So obviously it's still going to be there where tackles are animations, and if you get stuck in the animation, you're going to get tackled pretty much. But it sounds like it's much improved, so if there's a big gap, you'll probably just run straight through it. We got to see it to believe it, but that's pretty much what he says. Also, the same guy was asking about like how the AI, I mean, on Live 2, the game out now, pretty much the AI didn't like, if they were behind by a few points a couple minutes ago, they would just do the same things. They'd run straight, kick the ball long. They wouldn't try to avoid, they wouldn't sidestep too much, they wouldn't really throw the ball around, they wouldn't try chips, kicks, anything like that. He pretty much said the AI is definitely more dynamic. So that's always going to be a good thing. It's going to make it more difficult, but also more rewarding, that sort of thing. Then there were questions about like career mode, and he pretty much said he can't compare it to Rugby League Live 2, but he says but he was comparing it to Don Bradman Cricket's 14, and he reckons it feels a lot more visible with more menu options and such. and he thought that Don Bradman's cricket felt very linear in comparison. So I actually haven't played Don Bradman's cricket. I don't know why, but I didn't. And if it's linear, then it's very similar to Rugby League Live 2. I mean, the career mode in that game is extremely linear. There's no really choices. There's nothing you can really do. So that's a good thing. If there's more options and a lot more visible, like, it's just going to make the career mode a lot more fun. And then probably a more exciting thing. So people are asking about tactics in the game, like is there set plays and that sort of thing. And he said that the fan hub spoiled that there is tactics in the game, and it works sort of like a formation system. So, you know, we don't really know what that means at the moment. Like, it could, you know, do you make your formations before you go into the game, or do you do it on the fly? We don't know. Can you customize it? We don't know yet, but the fact that there was like a tactics thing in the fan hub, I don't think it was meant to be there, because he said it spoiled it, so I'm pretty sure it's removed now from the fan hub, which is pretty funny. But seeming as though there's like a separate thing for tactics, it's sort of, to me, I have a feeling it's going to be, you can actually design your own formations. You know, in FIFA, before the game, you can set like a more attacking, you can go like 3 up front, 2 in the middle, whatever it is. You can sort of change that. I feel like Rugby League Live will have sort of that. Maybe before the game you can choose a formation style, or maybe you can customize your own playbook. That would, like, I don't know if it's going to be that detailed, but it sounds pretty good. I like the fact that there's tactics in the game. But the last thing I'll bring up, and probably the more exciting thing, is the Be A Pro. So there's a few things on this, and people are asking a lot about Be A Pro, and one of the first things he said was Be A Pro is very similar mechanically to Don Bradman's cricket, and he personally likes the way it's set out. So I haven't actually played Don Bradman's cricket, but I've seen a lot of YouTube videos and videos in general on it, and the Be A Pro looks really good in that game. Like, you get like offers from, you know, you have like it just looks really good. It's really well set out, so I like it that it's very similar to that. And then someone asked, well, is it, you know, in Don Bradman's cricket apparently you have like a status bar where it says, are you likely to play for, I don't know, Australia, and it says like very likely or not likely or whatever it says. And he said it's not laid out the same way, but you receive offers from different teams as you play through. So, you know, obviously that's what we sort of expected when you play better. Obviously, starting off lower grades, different teams will want to sign you, that sort of thing. And then people were asking, like, well, how does it progress? Like, how do you change and stuff over the time? How does stats change and that sort of thing? And he pretty much just said the stat system is a bit more like an RPG, and he said that's all you get. But I like the sound of that, because RPGs in general, the stat system is very in-depth, and there's a lot of stats and a lot of ways to improve and stuff like that. So the fact that he compared it to like an RPG, that's got me pretty hyped for it. Like, what that really means, who knows? Like, who knows what he means by that, but it does sound very promising. And then later, he did say that's all we get, but he spilled a little bit more info. Someone asked about, can you like call for a kick, or can you call for a pass? And he confirmed that you can in fact call for a pass. So that's awesome. Honestly, that is really good. So you could be a winger or whatever, or any player, you call for a pass, and whether they give it to you or not, I don't know. I don't know how reliable it is, but yeah, that's all I've got from, you know, he's only been on probably nearly a day now, and he's given us this bit of info. I picked out, like, there's a lot more stuff that he's talked about, but this is probably the main thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what else he's got to say and what else he can answer. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope there's more info I can bring you later on. Just want to give a big thanks to Keith hopping on the forums and giving us this info, and just answering some questions. It's good to get some clarity, good to get some transparency, because as he said in the forums, like Tru Blu's marketing, pretty much non-existence before. He said that their motto was sort of like, don't answer questions, but he's sort of come onto the team and he's trying to turn that around by answering people's questions, and whatever he gives us is awesome, because as he said, the main problem is what he's allowed to tell us. Obviously, if he tells us something big, he could lose his job. We don't want that. He's a good fella, and he's given us this little bit of info, and obviously he can't give too much away until it's announced and until it gets approved. But yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Everything's shaping up. We're starting to, the ball's starting to roll. We got the screenshots. He said there's going to be more coming. And if I suggest you guys go on the forums, the Rugby League Live 3 forums, and he actually said that his main purpose there was for people to like give ideas of what teams they want to see in screenshots, what sort of things they'd like to see. I gave a few suggestions, and he said he'll do his best to like show a few of those. And yeah, just go on the forums and you can find a lot of good information. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you boys in the next one.